this video, we're going to talk about some common sampling techniques used for collecting data and statistics. The first method we'll talk about is the simple random sample. In a simple random sample, each member of a set N, where N represents a subset of some population of interest, has an equal chance of selection. One example of a simple random sample is the lottery method. Suppose we have a population of 100 individuals, and we assign each individual a unique number. That is, no two people have the same number assigned to them. We take each number representing a person and place it into one bowl. Then, from the bowl, we draw at random 30 of the slips of paper. The numbers we draw represent the individuals in our sample. Another sampling method is called the convenience sample. And this is pretty much what it sounds like. In a convenience sample, the sample is drawn from individuals who are readily available. For example, suppose I took a survey in which I asked each person who they were likely to vote for in the next presidential election. But the people I asked consisted of those who were nearby at the time. Say, co-workers or perhaps classmates. In other words, I didn't go out of my way to obtain subjects for my samples. I just took the nearest, most conveniently available individuals. Next, we have systematic sample. Here, individuals are sampled systematically from a population. For example, every 10th person. In other words, if you stood outside a grocery store and sampled every 10th person who came out in a systematic fashion, that would fit the criteria for a systematic sample. Pretty straightforward. Next, we have census. A census is a sample that is comprised of the entire population. In a cluster sample, a subset or a cluster of a population is representative of the entire population. One example of a cluster sample would be if we considered a particular high school with all 9th grade classrooms. So maybe we have 30 9th grade classrooms in this high school. Since they could be different subjects, let's amend that to say we have 30 9th grade homeroom classes in a large high school. If I wish to take a cluster sample, I would select one of the homeroom classrooms and survey every individual in that particular classroom. I would use that sample to represent my entire population. Next, we have a stratified sample. Here, a population is divided into subgroups, and then a random sample is drawn from each subgroup, also called strata. One example of a stratified random sample would be if we considered, again, let's consider a high school, and we'll look at the school as having grades 9 through 12, where each grade is a subgroup. So I have 9th grade, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. If I were to draw a random sample of 50 from each grade level, and allow the 50 from each grade to be my representative sample, this would be a stratified random sampling technique. This differs from the cluster sample in that the cluster sample chooses one subset and uses all individuals in that subset as its sample, while the stratified random sample takes some from each subset chosen at random. So this list represents some of the primary strategies used in sampling data. I hope you found it helpful, and we'll see you next time.